Welcome to our informational webinar for the Puentes Remote Internship Program. We're going to tell you a little bit about how our program is structured and how to apply, and some tips to help you secure your ideal internship for the remote program. First, to introduce ourselves, Puentes Abroad, we work to build bridges between our participants and professional, academic, and cultural opportunities with Argentine and Uruguayan companies and organizations. You can read a little bit more about us on our website, puentesabroad.com. Our team, we're based in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Myself, Anne Noguer, I'm the founder and CEO of Puentes Abroad, and my colleagues Alicia and Maddie will be working with you really closely throughout the application and interviewing process, as well as during your entire remote program adventure. The structure of the remote program allows you to be able to do project-based work from wherever you choose. You'll have learning from thoughtful mentors, and you'll have the chance to build an international network with your peer of colleagues in the remote program, as well as with your coworkers and guest speakers who we bring in throughout the experience. Plus, we have an optional in-person internship experience that we'll tell you a little bit about too. Why doing a remote internship through Puentes? As I already mentioned, a huge benefit of remote work is being able to work from wherever you want, whenever you want. There's a lot of flexibility that's provided throughout the virtual format of working. You can also save travel time and costs working from home, but still having that international immersion experience and still really ensuring that you have a very valuable and engaging professional experience with strong mentorship. You're also going to be building your virtual communication skills, which is incredibly valuable in today's workforce, and gaining cultural insights, global know-how, and even in many cases, Spanish language skills, if you'd like to work on that as well. And as I mentioned before, you'll be building a really engaging international network with lasting relationships. First, let's talk a little bit about the internship itself, which is certainly the focus of the program. We look to create internship experiences that have these three pillars. Meaningful work, so that you're completing a specific project during the duration of your internship and really taking ownership over it, to have tangible results and deliverables. Close mentorship, so you'll be working directly with a supervisor who will be responsible for training you, mentoring you, overseeing your daily and weekly progress on your project work, and you'll also have ongoing oversight by Puentes. And then ensuring that the company or organization where you're working is a high-performing, engaging entity that is really doing diverse, impactful work. And we have internship opportunities in all different types of fields. You can see here some of the different areas in which we work. Our internship placements are available in both Spanish and English. Of course, the more Spanish you have, the more opportunities will be available to you, but we have many opportunities that can be done completely in English as well. Telling you a little bit more about the oversight from Puentes, we're not simply going to arrange your internship and step out the door. We're instead going to make sure that the experience is as engaging and meaningful as possible. Even before your internship begins, we'll work with your internship supervisor and you to complete together the internship work agreement, which will outline detailed project work plans and deliverables and align expectations. And then during your first days of the internship, we'll have a virtual meeting with you, your supervisor, and your Puentes staff mentor in order to review all together the work plan and expectations. Midway through your internship at the halfway point, we'll have another conversation with you, your internship supervisor, and Puentes to review challenges, learning successes from the first part of the internship and look ahead to objectives for the remaining half of the internship. And then we'll have a closing meeting with your supervisor and you to provide a chance for more reflection and looking ahead to your future career path as well. And throughout the entire experience, you'll have Puentes support to assist you with any challenges, areas of reflection on your internship site and on your internship experience to make sure that it's really positive. A little bit about the format of the internship, the nuts and bolts. You can find our current program dates and application deadlines on our website at puentesabroad.com/remote. Our remote internship programs last 9 weeks. This is very important that the hours are flexible. We find that most interns choose to work 15 to 30 hours a week, but the average hours that you'll be working per week, you can decide together with your supervisor. We have many remote interns who are doing their internship in parallel with academic studies, coursework, with other family obligations, even with local part-time jobs that you're doing in person. So know that this is quite flexible and the program is built that way. Our deadlines to apply, again, you can find our upcoming deadlines at puentesabroad.com/remote, but the deadlines are typically 3 months before the program start date to ensure that we can have enough time to walk you through the internship referral and interviewing process and to prepare you for your internship experience. A little bit about our activities that are complementing your internship experience, these activities in professional and cultural development. First of all, at the beginning of the program, we'll do a remote work training seminar with you and your peers in the remote program. We'll work on sharing best practices in remote work and in professional communication so that we can set you up for success in your virtual internship. During the internship program, we'll also do a one-on-one career coaching session with you on one of the topics of your choosing: resume building, interviewing skills, informational interviewing, international job creation, or time and life management. It's also really important to us that you have a cohort experience. So during the program, during the 9-week program, you'll be participating in cohort calls with your group of remote interns. In these conversations, in these online conversations, we'll be looking at a different professional development topic or theme each time and walking you through dynamic group building activities that are focused around that professional development theme. We'll also, in the cohort calls, be hearing from you and your peers during your internship experience presentations so that we can have shared learnings about your professional experiences. We'll also invite you to participate in our Puentes Presenta seminar series, where we bring in guest speakers to talk about different topics on Argentine and Uruguayan history and culture and global work trends. And finally, throughout the program and beyond, you'll become part of our alumni network with more than 250 young professionals around the globe. This is a wonderful chance to connect with like-minded peers and professionals who are working in the areas that you might be interested in learning more about. An optional experience that you can add on to your remote internship program that many interns choose to do so is our Spanish language development. Through the Spanish Jumpstart program, you have the option to add on group or individual Spanish classes. These take place in the virtual format as well. They're taught by native professors strictly in Spanish, so this is true immersion language learning. You can either do private classes or do group classes that are about 10 to 20 hours a week. And these can be done before your internship, if you'd like to do a week or two of intensive Spanish classes before you dive into your internship, or they can be done during your internship. That's up to you and what best fits your schedule. When you fill out the pre-program form before beginning your internship, we'll ask you if you'd like to register for these classes, and you can let us know if you're interested. I mentioned before that our remote internship program alumni have the unique opportunity to participate in our in-person experience. This is optional, but it's something that we see as very compelling in terms of getting the best of both worlds, remote and in-country experience. This is built so that you can meet and interact with your work colleagues and strengthen those relationships from your remote internship in an in-person setting. Also, of course, getting to explore a new international city and travel to nearby places in the region, and to solidify those friendships and relationships with your peers in the remote cohort program that you participated in, and possibly others. The exact dates for the in-person internship experience will be agreed upon by you, your internship site where you're working, and Puentes. And these are in-person experiences are for 2, 3, or 4 weeks to complement your 9-week remote internship program. This can be done immediately following your remote internship, or it can be done in the future. You can decide the duration and the timing. The way that this program is structured, it's in one of our 3 in-person destinations in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Mendoza, Argentina, or Montevideo, Uruguay, depending on where your internship, where you're interning, is located geographically. And the program includes cultural immersion activities so that you can get to know this new destination. We'll have an orientation upon your arrival to tell you all about living and working in your new home city in Argentina or Uruguay. We'll also have a city tour your first days upon arrival so that you can get to know the neighborhoods, the sites, and get a lay of the land for your destination city. And we'll have cultural activities during your time in country. With the cultural activities, you'll get to do different opportunities such as a tango class or a cooking class, learning how to cook empanadas. These are just great ways to do something quite local. And you'll have a day trip. Depending on where you're located, this could be a day trip to an estancia, a ranch, complete with horseback riding and an Argentine traditional barbecue, or going to a beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Site on the Uruguayan coast if you're in Montevideo. The brief in-person experience does include homestay housing too. These are experiences living with an Argentine and Uruguayan host family, including dinner with shared meals and breakfast. And this process, we make sure that you're set up in a home that is based on a really personalized process of matching you through a housing questionnaire to the homestay that we feel would be a great fit for you. And of course, the in-person experience has really comprehensive on-site support too. We even prepare you beforehand with a pre-departure webinar. We pick you up at the airport and check you into your housing, your homestay housing personally. We'll share with you a really detailed online Puentes portal with lots of local information on your home city. And we'll give you a welcome pack that has a cell phone SIM card, local transport card, and more. And we'll be on the ground for the 24/7 emergency and general support for anything you need. And we'll have that orientation seminar too once you arrive in your new city. Now let's get into the details of how to apply and how to make sure that you can land your ideal remote internship experience through Puentes. Here's a little bit of the flow of the internship matching process. By the deadline, we'll ask that you complete our very brief Get Started form. That's at puentesabroad.com/get-started. Once you complete the Get Started form, you'll receive access to our exclusive applicant portal. The applicant portal hosts not only the application form, but also the Puentes internship portfolio, which shares detailed profiles of many of our different internship opportunities so that you can browse through those and really dive into what you'd be interested in. We also have on the applicant portal funding resources to help you fund your Puentes program fee. After you complete the Get Started form and access the applicant portal, we'll then ask that you complete the application form, which includes sharing with us your resume and your statement of interest. You'll also then be asked to pay the program deposit. And then after the application deadline, we will share your profile with select internship sites where we think you would be a compelling candidate to see if they'd like to interview you. With sites that would like to interview you, we'll then connect you directly with the internship supervisor so that you and the internship supervisor can have an interview conversation. We'll collect feedback from you after those conversations, and we'll also collect the feedback from the internship sites to see where there's a match. We'll notify you of what match or matches you have with internship sites, and then you'll have 5 days to make a decision, confirm your internship match, and pay the balance of the program fee. Let us give you some insider tips on how to make sure that you're really successful in the interviewing process. First step is before the interview even takes place. Regarding the scheduling, as I mentioned, we'll put you in touch by email directly with the internship site so that you can arrange an interview. Once you get that introduction email from Puentes, reply promptly within 24 hours to let the internship supervisor know when you'd be available. Offer some concrete times. Remember the time difference. There's likely a time difference between your current city and Argentina or Uruguay, so check that when you're sharing your availability. And try to schedule your interview for the earliest date possible, keeping in mind that you'll be interviewing with other companies and organizations, and the internship site might be interviewing other candidates too. So you want to make sure that you don't delay the process. And if you feel comfortable with your Spanish, and if one of your objectives in the experience is practicing your Spanish, then you could go ahead and even correspond by email in Spanish with the internship supervisor to show your comfort in your language skills. Now you've scheduled your interview. What should you do to prepare before the interview? First of all, you should review the internship site's website. Make sure that you learn what type of work they do. Write down some questions that you'd have for them. Then look back at your resume. Think, how are you uniquely qualified to be a compelling fit for an internship experience with this company or organization? Craft your elevator pitch. When we say your elevator pitch, that's your, very brief introduction of yourself and why you'd be a great fit for this company or organization based on your past experiences, your interests, and your objectives. Also research your interviewer. If you're interviewing with the CEO or founder of a company, or if you're interviewing with the marketing director, see if you can find out a little bit about them so that you can ask them questions about their career path too. And like we've said, make a list of those questions. Be sure that you have some insights that you'd like to gain through the internship and show your level of preparedness and interest. And if the internship role requires an intermediate or higher level of Spanish, then do ready to have the interview be done partially or fully in Spanish. Now, during the interview, make sure that you're in a quiet setting with strong Wi-Fi. This is important. Check your tech setup. Make sure that you look good on that video so that you can be ready to impress them from your first interaction. Start off during the interview by thanking the interviewer for his or her time and saying, how interested you are in this experience. It's important to show enthusiasm and interest. Really bring your responses to life during the interview by sharing details and examples of your prior experiences and why you'd be a good fit. Do be direct and organized while still complete so that you can make sure that the interviewer has time to ask you many questions and so that you can share your questions too. After the interview, we can't stress this enough. It goes a long way. Send a thank you note. This makes a big difference. Follow up with Puentes too. We matter. Share your internship impressions with us, your interview impressions with us, and your interest levels so that we can understand where you'd be most excited to do your internship. And let us know if you have any questions. That's what we're here for. If at any reason you'd like to withdraw from Puentes at any time, definitely let us know right away too, so that we can make sure that we can open up your place in the program to another applicant. Now, the program fees. Our remote program includes everything that we've discussed in terms of the remote experience today, the internship placement, the remote work training, mentoring from your internship supervisor, and ongoing oversight from Puentes, the one-on-one career coaching session, invitations to the Puentes Presenta seminar series, and cohort building calls. The remote program fee is $1,150. The in-person program, which is optional, has different prices based on how many weeks. If it's 2, 3, or 4 weeks, you can find the prices there. And if you combine the remote and in-person internship experience, you can find those combined prices based on the timing in the right column. So next step is to simply start your application. You can find a detailed overview of the application steps on our website at puentesabroad.com/how-to-apply. We really look forward to receiving your application soon. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us anytime Here is our contact information. We also hope that you can connect with us on social media, because we're always sharing updates on our programs and helpful articles there for you to continue to learn and grow professionally and become culturally immersed. We really look forward to welcoming you into our Puentes Remote Internship Program. And thank you again for taking the time today to learn a little bit more about what we do. Have a great rest of the day, and we look forward to working with you.